So hello guys, welcome back. This is week 2 class of Red Teaming course. So guys, if you have any doubt, please tell me. Hello, I'm audible. Okay, so let's start with today's session. So today's session will be small. It will be basically based on the installation of VMware, VirtualBox, and Kali Linux, etc. So let's start. This is a week 2 lab setup and Metasploit basics. So Shobha, tell me, what do you understand by the term lab environment? No, no, I'm asking about what do you understand by the term lab environment? Not setting up the virtual box. What is lab environment? See, Shobha, lab environment is not setting up the virtual box. It is about setting up the testing environment to test. How you can say that it is an environment which you can only operate, but it is a testing environment to test the system and the vulnerabilities. Okay, so the lab environment means a separate box or a separate machine to test the things you want you and you can't perform it on the main operating system. Okay, so today we will learn about the lab environment, Metasploit framework, and the core security tools. Okay, so lab network topology is based on these four things. The four things which are the host machine, host only network machine, Kali Linux IP, and Ubuntu Victim machine. When you run the ARP scan or any scan on the local host, you will get four IPs. One is of host machine, one is of host only network, the third one is of Kali Linux, and the fourth one is of Ubuntu. Okay, or you get or sometimes you get the host only, the host machine, the host only machine, the gateway, and the one two victim IP. Okay, so sometimes you got four IPs, or when you do it you got only four IPs or five IPs, where it depends on the machine open in on your system on your virtual box. So VM records recommendation is this minimum. This is a four core. You can allocate three to four cores, but recommended is eight cores. If your PC support eight cores, then you can allot it. Otherwise, three to four cores is enough. So in the RAM section, you can add up to 4 GB RAM and maximum 8 GB of RAM you can allocate. But the 2 GB or 3 GB is also sufficient for to run a basic machine. The storage must be of 60 GB free or 80 GB. If you download the host machine from the Kali Linux IP, you get up to 80 GB machine. So in network, you can use NAT adapter or host only adapter. What you can do, what you want to do on the Windows machine is like you want to enable the virtualization. You have to allocate some memory to the virtual machine. Your SSD must be free, or you must create your machine on your SSD or hardware hard disk is also sufficient to create a machine. So these are some commands you can do to installation and installation of Metasploit. Only this command is enough to start the MSF console. But if you want to establish a database, so first you have to establish a database. Then you start the console, and then you verify the connection. So these are the command I will give in comment section. I will give in this message section. You can check out if you want. So let's recall what I have told. So basically, first you have to initialize the database with this msfdbnet command. The ms to start the msf to start the console, you must use the command msf console, and then on the prompt on the shell you have to enter the command db status to verify the connection. What modules are what modules are there in the msf console? Why this tool is so hyped for the starting and beginning? So basically, MSF Metasploit contain exploit modules, payload types, auxiliary modules, and post exploitation. You can go through the explanation. So, exploit module means the code that takes advantage of vulnerability to gain system access and execute command on target system. Means you will get a script to run and access the machine system or any target machine. So the payload types must be the code execute after successful exploration. Means if you have when you gain the shell, you have to execute some payloads to get a interactive shell or reverse shell or blind shell or whatever shell you want to gain. In auxiliary modules, scanning, fuzzing, information exploit vulnerabilities are included in auxiliary modules. In the post exploitation, after the shell gain, you have to maintain a session. So for this, post exploitation is helpful, just like a python shell command to gain the interactive shell and maintain the access of the shell. So one of the most common tool or the most famous tool is also msf venom payload generation, which we use to generate payloads. Okay, so the command prompt is like msf venom hyphen p, the payload, the allos, the output, the format, and the output. This will generate an apk file, the or zip file or archive file or any file you want to generate, and send it to target to gain access. So to create a payload, you must enter the command first. Then after the file generation, here you can see the file has been generated of test payload. So after the command generation, you give the permissions to this payloads to run it on the machine, and then we use the this command use for multi-handle, and then set the payload to this to get the shell of it. So again, this is the nmap command. This is the survey. These are the flags. So basically, this is the since flag. This is the version detection flag. This is the port scan flag. This is the skip ping discovery flag. So this is where this will be. We will use this command to get the versions, the services running on the target. In the exploit database, or we can also use the search exploit command in the kali Linux to search for the vulnerability. So a lab task must be environmental setup, initialize the framework, practice scanning and payload testing. So for now, you you can just do two things: the environment setup and the initialize framework. You can just firstly do the lab setup. For that you can use the VMware or VirtualBox, etc. Just like I am doing it on uh, VMware. So this is basically the VMware homepage. So here you can see we have the three options: the create machine, the open machine, and the remote server. If you download the machine from the Kali Linux, you have to just unzip it. You just click on the open virtual machine, and here you can see, just like I have this machine. So here you can see this is my folder where the Kali Linux is stored. So when I go to this, you got the VMX file. So you just open the file and you will get this machine and you will just power on directly. Okay, got it? Just tell me yes or no. Have you got it or not? Okay. So have I provided the websites, the target machines to you? Yes. Okay. So you can just download this Metasploit machine, the Kali machine, and the virtual box. For a short term, just like for this course, you the three things are enough: the virtual box, the Kali machine, and the Metasploit machine. Okay. Have I provide you? Should I provide you links or you have it? Okay. Have you downloaded it or not? Okay, from next week in the third class, we will just do the reconnaissance. For that, you must have your VirtualBox, your Kali Linux, and your Metasploit machine open. Okay. So if you have any doubt, please tell me. Otherwise, we will wind up the session. Tell me if you have any doubt. Otherwise, we will wind up the session. Yes, yes. Old copy Metasploit is okay. Yeah. Or you can download it from here also if you want. Otherwise, old copy Metasploit is okay. It must running all the services. Okay, so thanks for joining. We will wind up the session and meet on the third week. Okay, still if you have any doubt, you can ask me on WhatsApp also if you want. Okay, otherwise you just download these things and try to do some things from your own. Okay, thank you for joining. Let's meet on the week 3 class. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.